Hey Cancers, welcome to April 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys. Okay, so super full moon in Libra, March 20th, Mercury retrograde, solar flare. Holy crap, that was intense. It was hitting all of our relationships, all of our partnerships, balancing it out, just trying to find kind of that common ground, and just really it was really just creating harmony, but it needed to create disharmony in order to balance it out. So for what I've seen, that super full moon just brought a lot of infidelity to light. It brought a lot of deception to light. Even the smallest little thing, texting somebody that you have a crush on, but not actually initiating, little things like that. So Cancer, I hope you guys went unscathed, but I am seeing the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about focusing on your hard work and being like, okay, I'm proud of myself. I've worked really hard. I've done well. I've accomplished a lot. I feel very empowered. I feel very confident. I feel like I have a sense of authority, and I feel like I can kind of really like sit here in this space and say, hey, I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, and I've done well. However, so we have the Eight of Pentacles, but then we have the dreaded Seven of Swords, which is all about, that tiptoeing around, that hidden deception, somebody kind of going behind your back. And I'm seeing the ankle, which is all about your forward movement. So maybe the deception was at work, or maybe the deception is because of work or the work that you've done. Could be jealousy there, because of your accomplishments. That's now turning into a level of deception. This person, I'm seeing an M as well. Like their mind is just 100% in the gutter when it comes to you. And intuitively who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about. And I don't know why you keep them in your life. I don't know why you keep them in your life. Is it an emotional thing? Do you feel responsible for them? You feel like you need to nurture them? They've done this before, and they've actually taken away your happiness before as well. They've deceived you. They've taken your happiness away before, and I don't think you've ever really come over it. So I'm wondering if Cancer, what it is you're bound to them by that grief. Because they hurt you in the past, it's almost like you've convinced yourself that you have to stay with them in order to justify the pain in the past, if that makes any sense. I'm leaving that with you. If it makes sense, comment below. Let me know how that resonates in your life, because I don't know why you would have this person still in your life if they've hurt you before. And that's something, Cancer, I really want you guys to sit with and be like, okay, why is this person even in my life now? And I understand if it's family, because you guys rule family, you guys rule home and family, but that's no excuse. For like, this might sound crazy. I haven't talked to my Libra, Moon in Capricorn, Taurus rising sister in like 6 months, and her absence has brought me so much peace that I don't think I'm ever going to invite her back into my life. And that's because I put up boundaries, right? And the only person that's going to have a problem with boundaries is the one who benefits from not having them. So take a look at, especially family, or maybe it is an employer. If you feel like you can't get rid of them, then that's a big problem right there. Because to have that relationship that feels like it's based on, trapped energy, that's your first indication that you got to let go. If they're not in your life out of love and acceptance and support and joy, and they make you feel good, that's the only reason somebody should be in your life. And I understand I'm being kind of naive, but emotionally, I don't know why they're still in your life, Cancer. Please help me understand, please. Because as a Libra, I'm just like, get out. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like, they've hurt you before. They've taken from you before. And because you forgave them that last time, they're coming back in to do it again. You gave them permission to. It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? Okay. Yeah, High Priestess. You've uncovered intuitively what's going on, that the secrets in this relationship, because that's what's so frustrating. Cancers are the most, I personally think, the most psychic out of the entire zodiac, including Pisces. I think Cancers are the most psychic, but they're also the most romantic, and they can romanticize a lot of relationships. And when, you know what I mean, what we get very much influence from the media, right? And a lot of the times it's taking them back after they've cheated, or taking them back after they've hurt you over, they've screwed you over. That forgiveness is key. Yeah, you can forgive, but don't forget, right? Like for me, I forgive by not forgetting. I remember, but I just don't remember it with anger. I'm like, I'm letting you off the hook because it saves my sense of peace. But at the end of the day, I will never forget how you hurt me. I'm just not angry about it anymore. And I just need you to be removed from my life because you obviously don't respect and love or care or support me enough to not make a decision that is purely selfish, right? Okay. So let's see what's going on. Cancer, April 2019. Okay. Okay, so Cancer, this month, it is all about your empowerment. So how powerful you feel at home, within your home and family, within your immediate environment. How empowered do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? Should be first thought. And if it's below 5, something's not right, because home and family, you guys rule home and family. So if you don't feel like the matriarch or the patriarch, or you don't feel in charge or a sense of authority when it comes to your home and family, then on a soul level, you're miserable. Like on a soul level, you're not where you need to be, because you need to feel empowered within your home and family. The obstacle and the aid to this, so the thing that's going to help you when it comes to your empowerment at home, but's also going to hinder you when it comes to your empowerment at home, is the Two of Pentacles, which is you finding your power. And power, as I mentioned all the time, power can mean absolutely anything that you put your power into, right? Like power is only power when you label it as power. So that could be emotional power. Like how smart are you when it comes to your feelings, which as a Cancer, you guys are very, very emotionally intelligent, 100%. So maybe that's your power, knowing how people feel intuitively and knowing how to work with it, you know, like, okay, I can sense that that person is in a bad mood, so I'm not going to ask them for a favor. I can sense that that person is really romantic right now, so I'm going to ask them for a favor, something along those lines. That's a power. Let's just say that your power is sexual power. You know, for instance, it was just the other day where I was in a room full of like guys, and this beautiful woman walks in, and nobody paid attention to anything but that woman. Everybody was just like, oh, and I was like, that is a superpower right there. And she looked incredible. I couldn't even keep my eyes off her. I was like, oh my God. I was like, that is a superpower. She was able to just command an entire room with her sexual magnetism. It was a superpower. So maybe that's what your power is. Is your power your intellect? Is your power your finances? Is your power your sense of security? Is your power your humor? Whatever you put value in and say, that gives me power, that's your power, okay? And right now, I don't think you guys know what your power is. I think you're really trying to find that, and you're like, is it money because the world says that it is money? Is it sex because the world says it is sex? Is it possessions? You know, you're really trying to find where your sweet spot is, and that's why you're disempowered when it comes to home and family, because people at home, they have their power. They know exactly what's empowering them. So they're exuding that. And here you are with so many different avenues of what makes you feel empowered that you can't land on just one and go with it. And I actually think that it is your emotions. I think the fact that a Cancer is intuitively tapped into their emotions is such a huge superpower, because realistically, your emotions are what you manifest from. So as a Cancer, if you're intuitively tapped in, you know, you feel great that day, you're like, I'm going to get on the phone and I'm going to call the bank and ask for an extension on this. And I know it's going to be great because I feel great. You know what I mean? So I actually think that a Cancer's superpower is their emotional intelligence. And I think once you guys gain a handle on that and really know how to work with it, use it to your advantage, that's going to help with your power at home. But you need to figure it out first, because figuring it out is what's going to empower you. Figuring it out and doing the work, you're going to have to feel great about it, because you're going to have to really do the root work and be like, well, wait, this really does empower me. I am really able to command an entire room just by sensing the vibe of it. I really am able to kind of not manipulate, but kind of mold a situation based on how I feel about it. And that is something that once you guys really start to think about it, it'll like charge you up like Mario Brothers. We're just, okay, subconsciously, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Emotionally, family's doing great. And this is what's beneath the surface here. So although your home and family, you don't feel power there, subconsciously, your family is emotionally fine. So it's interesting that you're trying to find power within your home and family when everybody's doing so great emotionally. It's almost like, do you feel like you're being left out, or do you feel like you want to, tap into that? And that's why you feel this block when it comes to your power. So you really want to sit with that and really question, why do you need to now feel authoritative and empowered at home when the family is doing great? Why is this sparking you now to be like, I need more power here? Okay, sit with it. So the person who is affecting your empowerment at home is this younger than you. I'm thinking emotionally, mentally, like they're emotionally younger than you. Earth sign. So that's Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Okay. This young earth sign, I'm also, of course, seeing the letter H. This earth sign is the reason why you want more power at home and why you feel like you're constantly juggling. You're thinking that something has to change. You're thinking that, see the Cancer, I find the moon card always pops out for you guys because you guys are ruled by the moon, right? That's your ruling planet. And it's such a huge blessing. It's such a huge tool. And I think I talk to you guys about this every month, but getting in touch with the moon and getting a lunar calendar and knowing what sign the moon is in will 100% benefit your life, okay? 100%. So for instance, that super full moon in Libra that happened on March 20th, any Cancer who isn't following the lunar phases is just coming to me being like, I don't know what's going on. My relationships are crap. Everything's falling apart. Like everything's being exposed. And I'm just like, well, yeah, it's the full moon in Libra. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, get yourself a lunar calendar, because you guys are so motivated by the moon and directly related to the moon that the new moon's going to hit you. Every phase of the moon is going to hit you, especially the full moon. And that's when you guys want to be in detox mode. That's when you guys want to be in the bath, salt bath, and just focusing inwardly, because you're going to really, really feel it. There's going to be no hiding. That's what the full moon does. It exposes. And the new moon is that silent, where everything's hidden beneath the surface, but there's still a lot going on. So the new moon is when you'll know, for instance, we have the new moon coming up in Aries, or yes, of course, the new moon in Aries. So you know that with that energy, Cancer, you guys more so will have the benefit and have the universal support of starting something new, planting the seeds of new beginnings with the new moon in Aries. And then the new moon in Taurus, you can really start to put the grounding energy when it comes to your money, when it comes to your possessions and collectibles. So following the lunar phases, including the astrological lunar phases, will give you a huge advantage in life. 100%. I urge you guys to do it. Okay. Back to the reading. This is how you guys are being seen right now. Knight of Cups. So this is a young energy. I think people are looking at you as an unevolved Cancer. So an unevolved Cancer is going to be moody, needy, really, really sensitive, victim mentality, martyr mentality. It's kind of like the darker side, like the dark side, the shadow side of Cancer. That's essentially how people are viewing you right now. They're just seeing you as, very emotional. And it's almost like you're kind of like having like a a temper tantrum, like, no, I want power at home. No, give me power. I'm empowered. And this is something where you can't talk about it. You have to just embrace it and just show that. You can't demand power and respect from other people. You have to feel it within yourself so that you exude it, right? But this is how people, I'm sorry to say, Cancers are viewing right now is just a little bit unevolved when it comes to the Cancer properties. Moody, needy, sensitive, like overly sensitive, and victim mentality, where your family and friends and the people closest to you almost don't even kind of want to come near you because they're afraid of upsetting you. Okay. Family and friends, there's a young earth sign, another young earth sign here. So we got 2 young earth signs that are really affecting your energy this month. You need to identify who these people are so that you can be aware of how much they are affecting you. Once you identify them, so it's Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, once you do identify them, Cancer, 2 separate people, but both younger than you, and they're both using you as a key. They're both using you as a key to get to where they need to be. And they're both the reason why you don't feel that power at home, because they're pulling power from you from the back end. So it may not feel like you're giving a lot of power to these young earth signs, but you 100% are funneling that by not protecting your energy, and they're just pulling it right out, okay? Hope and fear is conflict, okay? So obviously you want some power within the home and family, but because they're so emotionally content, you don't want to stir that up. You're like, I demand power here. I demand authority and control and respect here. But because they're all hunky-dory, you don't want to stir the pot, but you wish that you could, because you know that it would empower you again. And Aries season is always going to bring a sense of fight, right? It's always going to make you want to just be like, you know what, let's get into this. You know, it always brings that. And there's other ways to outlet it, 100%. Go to the gym, you know, do something else that outlets it, because the conflict is just going to stem into all other areas of your life, and it's not the empowering energy that you want. Okay, Cancer, so this is the outcome. Once you recognize that you are 100% influenced by the moon, and the moon has been crazy recently, it'll kind of give you a sense of calm where you're like, oh, okay, things have been crazy because things have been crazy in the sky. And it releases your issues to a higher power. You can still take responsibility for how you've been feeling, but at least you have a reason for feeling that way. And I know, even if it's just, obviously I'm not telling you to go to your family and friends and be like, blame it on the moon, you know, because maybe they wouldn't understand. But if you understand to blame it on the moon, you won't beat yourself up so much about it. And right now, that super full moon and the new moon in Aries is really urging you to find your independence and to find your authority and to find that fight within you. So the moon will remind you that it's okay to focus more on what you've built and what you've created and your power behind the throne. So it may not mean that you have power within your home and family, but you sure as hell have power at work. You sure as hell have power when it comes to your ambitions and your goals and your contributions to society in general. And that's enough for you to put that energy out there, put it out there, and then eventually it'll come back to the family. Unfortunately, it's seeming to me especially that you kind of need to make it out in the world before your family starts to respect you. And that's just because they love you and they're protecting you, especially if you're trying really hard to find power within the home and family. You got to find it outside of the home before you can bring it home. Okay. Love you, Cancer, so much. I hope you have an amazing April 2019. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to send me an email if you want a personalized reading, which includes astrology and numerology. Love you, Cancer, so much. And I will see you for May 2019. Bye, guys.